Welcome back to another Whatever Wednesday. I have a special guest here again. This is Collin, my boyfriend. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello.
Today we are going to be making vegan chicken gnocchi soup. This is supposed to be a copycat. Thank you. This is supposed to be a copycat Olive Garden recipe, and we're going to veganize it. We had this a couple days ago for dinner. Did you like it?
I don't remember.
You remember?
Oh, with the jackfruit.
Yeah, the jackfruit, but we're not using jackfruit today.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I hate jackfruit.
Yeah, we both hate jackfruit, but I always try and like use it anyways, and it's never good. It tastes bad.
You don't cook with it that often, dude.
I've tried to make a couple recipes with it
Yeah,
lately.
it's just never good.
Yeah, you're gonna have to project.
Sorry.
For our chicken replacer, we're gonna be using this vegan chicken that I discovered from Sprouts, and it is seriously the best chicken that I've ever tried. It is the brand, it's raw. The brand is Daring, and it is very expensive. It's like $9 for this bag, but I think it's worth it because it's really good.
It's salty.
It's really salty, yeah.
It's salty.
And I looked on their Instagram, and they're a new company, and you can order it online, or it's available in Sprouts and Whole Foods, I think. But it's a new company. Before we get started, make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up. And we want to give a huge shout out to our patrons at Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. If you guys want to help support us make these videos, you can check out our Patreon down below. No pressure though. I didn't even mean it like that.
Oh.
So let's get started, man. Will you add in the onions?
These?
This is 1/2 of a large onion diced.
I'm the sous chef.
Okay. To that, I'm gonna add, this is 2 celery sticks diced. In Olive Garden's recipe, I've never actually tried it. I just looked up a bunch of recipes, like copycat recipes. Have you ever had their gnocchi soup? Gnocchi?
No.
They allegedly use shredded carrots, so I bought some shredded carrots. Carrots. That was kind of a lot. Brittany always yells at me for eating before it.
So do I, because you eat everything during the recipe.
No.
Especially when I'm cooking. You eat all the food before it's even done.
Yeah. I already told you guys I'm using this vegan chicken replacer, but I'm also going to use oyster mushrooms. If you don't have vegan chicken, you could just use oyster mushrooms, but you're going to have to like season it a little bit more because the chicken is very salty, like Collin said. So yeah, if you're just using mushrooms, then add in more seasoning. And we tried to make this with jackfruit, and we're just not big jackfruit people, but you could also do that as your like chicken replacer. So yeah, this is 1 package of oyster mushrooms, and I chopped them up into little like squares. It's a triangle.
Good job.
And we're just gonna let these veggies cook down. This is a super easy recipe. It comes together in a jiffy. A jiffy. So Collin, I think it's time for the mukbang that you tell us some crazy stories.
I have none.
You have a lot. What do you mean? We were talking about stories the other day.
Story.
How you flipped over your handlebars and broke your elbow.
That's not fun.
And how you punched your fist through a glass window. Why not?
I didn't punch my hand through a glass window.
You tapped on it and it broke. And your hand went through.
Yeah.
And then you had to go get stitches.
No, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I just closed it on myself.
Oh, really?
It's probably why I have a scar somewhere around here.
Yeah, I thought you still had a scar.
Oh, yeah, I do, right there.
Yeah. Want to show them?
I don't know if you can see it.
So you don't want to tell that story?
Well, we were just drinking in Southside, and then we went to some party. I don't know if it was... We were drinking, I think in South Oakland.
This is... So when we were in school, we went to school in Pittsburgh, if you guys don't know us. And so, like, on the weekends, everybody that lived in this neighborhood would all just like drink together, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then we were going to some like house party and we are all drunk AF, and I like knocked on the door and my hand, like a little like glass pane at the top of someone's like front door, and my hand just went through the window, cut my finger open. I was like bleeding like crazy.
It was like literally gushing blood down your hand.
Yeah.
And I remember, I feel like I was like walking through that back alley that connected the houses, and I like found you, and you were like, ugh.
Yeah, I was in the bathroom.
My hand. Why are you shaking your head?
No. It's not a good story.
I mean, I thought there was more to it. I guess that's all that there was to it.
I have no idea what else happened that day.
You know, my memory is getting bad. Like, I feel like as we're getting older, I'm remembering like less details of stuff that happened.
You know what they say?
What?
The details of a story aren't really the most important thing.
Is that what they say?
It sure is.
It is? I've never heard that.
Sure is.
What's the most important thing?
It's like when you're telling a story to a group of people, like the details are not the important thing. So like, if I like, I'm trying. Was it Monday? No, was it Tuesday? It might have been Sunday. And then you like, it's like no one cared. You know what I mean? Like so like those like literal useless details make stories bad.
Yeah.
Tip of the trade. Should we put the garlic in?
Oh yeah. All right, so next, these have been cooking for a couple minutes. We're gonna add in, I splashed in some water so they wouldn't stick. I wanted to say it first.
Garlic.
Yeah.
I, the sous chef.
Okay, sous chef. Okay, next we're gonna add in our chicken.
God dang right, give it to me.
Oh, no! So I'm just gonna let these cook all together. Do you have any other stories that you want to tell?
This one time at band camp. I don't have no stories. I don't have no stories.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How about the one time that kid kicked down your door?
Dude.
No, the answer is you don't have any stories that you want to tell on the internet.
I mean, it's just from a different life.
I mean, I don't blame you. I decided I'm not going to tell any details of my personal life anymore.
That's really, really smart to do, being a personality online. No details.
I'm not an online personality. I am an online cook.
I'm an online sous chef.
Yeah. So you don't have, come on, just sacrifice some of your dignity and tell us a story.
My God, I like that story. I could tell in like 2 different ways. One that's a little PG and one that's crazy.
X-rated.
And I feel like I shouldn't tell it. I'm not gonna tell it.
Do you think your friends watch these? If your friends watch these, you definitely shouldn't tell it.
No, it has nothing to do with my friends. It has everything to do with like anything that I want to aspire to.
Anyways, okay, so next we're gonna add some spices, and I came up here.
What the heck is that?
It's some cabbage.
She had cabbage crusted on her leg.
Okay, we're adding in 1 teaspoon of thyme. What?
It's just a funny story.
It's a really funny story. Maybe if we had like 1 million subs, you could tell that story. This is 1 teaspoon of parsley.
If Chantal, if you get 10 new patrons, I'll tell on the next one.
Really?
From this video. So in the next 4 days, you have to get 10 new patrons.
I seriously didn't think you would ever tell that video under any circumstance. Is this a tiny, tiny sprinkle of nutmeg? Next, we're adding this chickenless seasoning salt. And if you don't have this, then just use any like vegan chicken bouillon seasoning. But this stuff is from Trader Joe's and it's so good.
Dude, if you use that not chicken, I think my head would explode. With this chicken too?
No, it's just one or the other.
All I'm saying is that that's salty and this.
Yeah.
I'm very sodium conscious, you know?
Well, the thing is, I feel like people are annoyed because I'm like, I only eat low sodium.
Sodium makes me feel like shite.
Okay, I just feel like a lot of vegan products have really high sodium.
They do.
To make up for like being vegan.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like conscious about it, because like this chicken has like literally like 900 milligrams of sodium in it. And then if I'm gonna add salt, like it all like adds up. So that's why I try to like limit how much salt I add. But yeah, me and Collin don't like to eat a lot of sodium. Next we're gonna add in the, this is 2 cups of veggie broth, and then I'm gonna do 2 cups of water. It looks like water.
How do you know how much that was?
Because this is 4 cups in it, and if you use half of it, then it's 2 cups.
He's the smartest I've ever met.
I know.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah. Can you add the other 2 cups?
Of course, Chef.
Good job. We're gonna let this come to a simmer, and once it's simmering, we're gonna add in the gnocchis, and that it's gonna be done basically. So we'll see you guys in a couple minutes. All right, so it's only been like 5 minutes and our soup is boiling.
Whoa.
Next, we're gonna add in, this is a 14-ounce bag of gnocchis.
Oh my God.
What, did I splash you?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
My leg is burned off.
I'm sorry. So the gnocchis only take like 3 minutes to cook, so we're just gonna bring this back up to a simmer. In the meantime, to make it creamy, we're gonna add in some cashew butter. This is a little trick I like to do in a lot of my recipes to make them creamy. It might sound kind of weird, but you just take like a 1/3 cup of cashew butter, you mix it with water, and you get like an instant cream sauce. I already mixed it up in this jar because this jar was like empty. So I mixed in 1/3 cup of cashew butter with like like 1 cup of water and a scoop of cornstarch to make it like thick. And then you just shake it up, and you don't have to like stir or anything. It's really easy.
You're the smartest brains.
Life hack. All right, so now that it's been a couple of minutes and our gnocchis are cooked, I'm gonna add in the cashew cream sauce.
Oh, wow. That looks so good. This reminds me
Really?
of the recipe that we made like the last time.
What did we make?
Similar. The beef stroganoff.
Oh, the stroganoff. Oh yeah, I use cashew cream in that one too. I do that in a lot of my recipes.
So good.
Yeah, the only downfall is cashew butter is pretty expensive.
It is.
Yeah. Do you stir it up good?
But I love cashews. Like, love them.
They're so good in vegan recipes because
They're so good.
Yeah. How good does this look?
It looks delicious. Dude, you're crazy. I don't know how you can eat that hot stuff. You gotta treat your taste buds nice.
Mmm. It's honestly, I think is better like as it sits, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the flavors have to meld together.
Yeah.
Lastly, to add in some color, I'm gonna add in some spinach. And we're just gonna stir that in until the spinach wilts.
Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm gonna shut off the heat. I don't know who that is.
He's the only person in the NBA to have scored 100 points in one game. He personally scored 100 points in one game.
Really?
In the NBA.
Oh, wow.
In the 60s.
Collin's fun fact of the day. Wow, it looks so much better with the spinach.
It does.
Looks way prettier. So our recipe is complete. Let the mukbang begin. And it's actually like scalding hot, so we should let it cool down a little bit. Oh my God, how good does this look? Do you think this looks good?
I mean, I need like a minute.
Yeah.
What?
It's called the Power Tundra 500. Dude, you're spitting all in it.
I am. Sour.
Cheers. Pretty good. You like?
Oh my god.
Oh, I got a chicken piece.
That's what I had.
Chicken.
Chicken. It needs to sit a little bit. And then it would be bomb.
You know what I think it is? It's when you use cashew butter is roasted cashews. When you blend up raw cashews, they have a much milder flavor. I feel like the roasted cashews I can taste pretty prominently. But if we were to blend up raw cashews, I feel like that would be much milder, like less noticeable flavor. If you know what I mean. Oh, I just got a mushroom. The mushroom was
Dezank.
dank.
I like a chicken.
How about you tell everybody your vegan story?
What's a vegan story?
Well, people always ask me like if Collin's vegan too.
I vegan.
Yeah, Collin went vegan right after.
Oh, you're asking me to tell my story.
Yeah. Collin went vegan like after we'd been dating for a couple months. And he didn't go vegan because of me, but I feel like I opened up your eyes to it, I feel like, exposed you to it, and you did your own research.
It's kind of crazy because we started dating in the fall.
And then I moved to New York.
And then you moved to New York, and then it wasn't until that summer.
That you went vegan?
Yeah.
I thought you were vegan in New York.
Yeah, it was, but you were still in New York.
It was like June or something.
It might have been like spring break. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh yeah. That vegan chicken is just such a good texture.
Yeah, it's
Like-
it's different than any other vegan chicken I've ever had.
Yeah, they really nailed the texture. So do you want to talk a little bit about why you're vegan?
Well, yeah, you definitely. I just didn't know anything about nutrition. Even though, like, my parents would talk sometimes about it, but, like...
Your parents eat healthy.
And they eat more healthy now than ever, but, like... Even, back then, they would, like, make us eat our vegetables and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
But, and we weren't always eating processed food, even though, like, I definitely went through a period where I ate a ton of it.
Bagel bites?
Yeah, and pizza rolls. But yeah, I mean, you just kind of talked about it a little bit and never like putting it on me. You kind of, I don't know if I was asking you questions or like how it went. You usually don't just talk about things. I was probably asking you questions.
I feel like we never talked about it because I thought we talked about this in one of our other videos together, but I thought you were gonna think I was like so weird for being vegan. So I tried not to talk about it. I was like,
yeah, but I had to have asked you questions.
Yeah. I don't really remember like the specific details. Like, really, I feel like the way you got exposed to it is like I would only go to vegan restaurants in New York.
Yeah.
So that's probably how like we started talking about it.
Yeah. And then at some point, I mean, I watched some documentaries.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember which ones?
Like What the Health? Or not What the Health.
What the Health was like?
Just recently, I know.
Yeah. Fat, Sick, Nearly Dead?
Yeah, it's Fat, Sick, Nearly Dead.
Yeah, I watched that one, like, one of the first ones I watched.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I watched them with you. I don't remember.
Dude, I don't remember the specifics.
See, the details are important, like I said at the beginning of this.
No, but they are important.
But, yeah, watched some docs, did a bunch of research, looked into Dr. Furman, his studies on, like, micronutrients and phytochemicals and just, like, how, like the glycemic index. I know I always say that when I talk about, like, my journey, but the glycemic index just had, like, a profound effect on me when I learned, like, how, like, food impacts your GI and, like...
GI?
Your glycemic index. And then I can, like, you'll be like this throughout the day, like, up and down and up and down. And it's such, like, I think, like, with mood and all that different stuff. And, like, if you just, like, eat super healthy, like, you can keep it, like, pretty consistent, you know? And just, like, learning about that stuff and how your, like, body, like, responds to food and how it breaks down certain foods when they're in, like, certain forms too, like if it's a refined sugar versus just like so many different things. And
those aren't really like vegan things. That's just like being healthy overall.
Yeah, it was just, yeah. So yeah, I learned a little bit about just like basic nutrition. And then also like the whole thing of just how like there's like meat can lead to cancer and things like that, like just increased risks for doing certain stuff. And because of those increased risks, like I was just like, fuck that, like I don't want those, you know what I mean? Like I don't really care, like if there's like the increased risk is 50%. Well, some people might be like, well, it's only 50%, you know. But
Are you
to
saying
me,
a number?
Yeah, I'm just saying a number, but like and whatever the cause might be, and like I'm like, fuck that, like I don't want that risk at all. Like I want to eliminate, like, because I know we've talked about it, I probably haven't ever talked about it in here, but it's just like I want to like be like golfing or hiking when I'm 80, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like, I don't want my health to be compromised, you know? And that's why I consistently work out and I stretch and I eat healthy and like I try and get a good amount of sleep and like every day. I don't drink anymore. Like, just, yeah, I want to live healthy.
Yeah. Collin is a huge health proponent. So is health your main reason for going vegan?
100%.
Do you have any other reasons for being vegan?
Those are the main ones, and then the animals getting slaughtered is not really that great, and I don't want to be a part of something like that. And also the environment's obviously like a huge thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to say?
Also, like going vegan, it just opened me up to a lot of like new foods that I never ate.
Like what? What would you eat when you like freshman year when you like would go to the dining hall and you could eat like anything? What would you eat?
Get the burgers or like whatever they had there that looked good. Chicken breast and salad.
You'd eat salad?
That was because Ted started eating that. and he was talking about it being healthy, so I just started doing it.
Aww.
So like,
It's really cute.
I think a lot of us started doing that. Then obviously we'd eat also like whatever we wanted, but like.
So Ted would be like, I'm gonna eat.
Well, Ted was always eating a shit ton of vegetables.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Ted would also eat whatever the hell he wanted, but like.
Made sure you got his vegetables. Ted is one of Collin's old like college friends.
So yeah, you get to try a bunch of different new foods that you might not otherwise have tried, and you'll find that you really, really like them. If you go vegan and you also start to reduce like salt, sugar, and oil, you start to like taste vegetables, and you're like, wow, these actually taste like really great, versus like having like kind of a compromised palate of like always having like sugar, salt, or like oil making things taste better. So that's kind of a whole new experience. And then the most profound thing was obviously like 2 weeks after I went vegan, I felt fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. When you eat food, you don't like want to die after. Like I know like me and you.
What do you mean?
Me and you will eat like a ton of food and then we'll like be like bloated. But like if you remember eating like Burger King or like a huge steak, like your stomach would hurt after. I think it was like a really like pretty often occurrence that you like.
Me or you? Because you're saying you.
I'm talking about myself, but I'm talking about other people's experiences that have also told me the exact same thing with going vegan. You don't remember getting uncomfortable after eating when you were younger?
I mean, I still feel like that if I eat like a whole pizza, like we do sometimes. But yeah,
that's of the processed food. Like you can eat so much just like whole foods and never feel that way.
That's very true. I do feel much better when I don't eat like a bunch of vegan cheese and like fried vegan stuff. When I was younger, I had constant headaches. Like every single day I would come home from high school and I would have a headache literally every day, and I didn't know why. I said this before, this isn't really a vegan thing, but like more of like a processed food thing. I literally was addicted to salt, and I would eat broth cubes. I would open the packets of ramen and I would like,
that's gross,
I would lick the seasoning packet. And I remember feeling like,
dude, that's disgusting.
yeah, but like that would really make me feel like shit. But
oh yeah.
But that wasn't really like a vegan thing. That's just like me eating like really shitty foods in general. I mean, it's not really like the meat gave me headaches, but I feel like I would eat pizza for lunch every single day, a Pop-Tart for breakfast, and dinner was just like whatever my dad made, like spaghetti meatballs, like just very basic. And I literally always had a headache. That's like the biggest thing when I went vegan. But when I say vegan, it's more just like plant-based, like whole foods. I literally don't remember the last time I had a headache. Or if I do, it's like for a specific reason, like I didn't sleep good or something. Yeah.
That's the thing too, like there's one thing about being a vegan and there's one thing about like trying to eat for your health. Like, yeah, that's what I did. Like I didn't like go vegan to like be vegan. I went vegan to like for my health. And then obviously like all the other things you learn about, you're like, okay. Yeah. But I don't get sick anymore. Like I know like people like talk about that too, like when you get older, like you don't get as sick anymore, but like I don't ever get sick. Like I don't have a cold. Like I never get headaches, ever. And I used to get that shit all the time when I was younger. Because you ate like shit and didn't hydrate. You weren't getting the sleep that you actually needed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously we were working out enough because we were playing sports and you were dancing, you know, like I literally never drank water. Ever. Never. I can't even envision myself drinking water. Like, no. When I was like in high school or middle school. All right, well that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining us and hearing a little bit about our like vegan journey, I guess. If you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe before you go. Let us know what you want us to make next. We love you guys so much and we will see you next time. Whatever Wednesday, out.